can be stubborn, thinking I'm right. I can be late, cause I'm taking my time. I can be driven, ambitious, your best friend, love of your life. I can be selfish, trying to be kinder, always forgetting, needing reminders. But I'll always be there when you need me.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie, and I thought today we could do a little project, which is creating an action board for 2026. So an action board is similar to a vision board, but slightly different. Action board is when you have photos that sort of reflect the actions that you want to take for 2026. So they're your goals, but then I'm going to write on the back actions towards the goal, so towards the photo. A vision board is more aesthetic and more for like inspiration, maybe for long in the future, like maybe 10 years down the track. It could be maybe, it depends on how you do it. It could be for the year ahead, but an action board sort of has clear sort of actions towards what you want to achieve in the year. Let's get into it today with some photos, and I made these photos using Canva. So they're just like images, inspiration, sort of like a vision board. And what you do is you put them into, I put 4 photos into an A4 size frame on Canva, and then I'm going to cut them into their own little images. Just gonna lay them out here. So after you've cut them out, you're going to get these little photo corners. You're going to stick your photo corners onto your paper, and then they're going to create like a little photo frame, and you're going to stick each of your actions or each of your inspiration, goals and photos into the frames. I now have a little friend on my chair sleeping here, so we're gonna do it on my bed. So I'm just gonna lean on a book to write on the back of each photo sort of what my actions are towards each goal. So this one is a good example. This says, cool girls teach, be the teacher you needed when you were their age. So people who are new here, who don't know, I am studying a Masters of Primary Teaching, and I'm almost done. I have my last placement early this year, and so this is one of my goals for the year, is to become a teacher. I'm very excited about finishing my second degree, and I'm going to write some action pointers towards this goal. So one of the pointers might be that I need to complete my last placement. So I'm going to write number 1, complete last placement. I think I'm going to write 3. I think 3 is a good number. Complete last placement to apply for teaching positions. Number 3 would be secure a teaching position. So they're sort of my 3 pointers for this teaching goal that I have. So now I'm going to go ahead and write the rest of my pointers on the back of these ones. I'm going to actually talk about these 2. So I have 2 here. One is about my debt is paid. Now, this is my HEX debt, so my student debt. I have 2 student debts. I have my first degree and then this degree that I'm doing. It's just something that I'm thinking it might not be paid this year, but it's a goal to have to start now and an action towards, and then for the future. And then this one, I have a number under here, which is sort of how much money I would like to save by the end of the year. So I have a few pointers that I'd like to share. These are strange and successful habits to build wealth. So the first one I actually got was from the Time Audit That Saved My Business by Laura Higgins on YouTube. So if you haven't checked her out, you should check her out. She talks about having, I'll put it here, but having 4 sort of priorities. The first one is protect. So we have more energy, and then protect and takes money. So that's sort of things that we have to protect. Then we have more energy and more money, which means prioritize. So we have to prioritize the areas that are going to cost more and are going to cost our energy. So at the bottom we have delete, so takes money and takes energy. So those 2 are sort of things that we need to delete. Did you hear my tummy? Delete from our life. So it takes money and takes energy. We delete those things. So if it's something that's taking your money and not sort of giving you money, like building your wealth, and is also taking away from your energy, so it's not actually feeding you or your growth or your soul, or not making you excited to achieve or to do these things, then we need to delete it. And then delegate. So more money and takes energy. So we need to delegate. If it's costing you more money, so maybe you're going to get someone to create this for you, you're going to pay them to do a service for you that is costing you money, but then it's also taking your energy away from you. So you need to delegate it away so that you're not using your time on things that are unnecessary, where you could be paying someone to do it for you and then it's not taking away from your energy. I love visual prompts like that. It's a great concept. So another sort of thing to keep in mind is automate money before ever seeing it. So these are sort of just notes that I've taken down over the years. Buy boring, high quality basics and repeat outfits shamelessly. So just don't worry about repeating outfits. I feel like with social media, people are like, oh, you can't wear like the same dress on social media twice. And like, we're in a market where fast fashion is like trending. Buying a new dress for every single event is trending. I'm not saying that I don't buy clothes, but I'm just saying like to keep sort of a more capsule wardrobe, which is one of my goals this year. Capsule wardrobe that isn't boring. So keeping pieces that you love and you'll wear continuously. And this sort of relates to another point that I have about, it relates in the way that think in percentages, how much you will use or how much assistance this product will give you that you are purchasing. So if you're buying like a dress or you're buying like pants, shoes, a camera, don't think about how much it costs, but think about how much of a percentage that you will use that in your life or in your everyday. So that also relates to another point that I have here, which is take at least 48 to 72 hours to think about if you want that purchase, if you want to buy that dress, if you want to buy those pants. I recently bought a red dress that is like a low cut, and I was like, oh, it's not really in my budget at the moment, so I'm not going to buy it. And then it went on sale, and it was a few months later that it went on sale, and I was like, look, I'm still thinking about it, I still like it, and now it's on sale, so it's going in my basket. Value time over discounts. Sometimes coupons are great, but if they're going to take a lot of time to do or to use, then there's no point. No coupon clipping if it costs an hour to do. Talk about money casually and without shame. So I feel like it's a bit taboo to talk about money, which, bro, my stomach is going crazy. Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna get you food soon. It's a bit taboo to talk about money, and I totally understand that. I feel like in certain constructs or in certain areas of your life, you should be talking about money. Like, it depends who it's with, and also, especially in your career, in your job. I hate when you're entering career and like people are like, oh, I don't want to tell you how much I'm earning. It's like why? Like, I could probably find out anyway. I don't know. It's interesting. So, and it also gives you so much more clarity on like the path that you're taking if you know how much that you're eventually going to have, or like the salary that you're going to have. It's good to know ahead of time when you're going into a career, because you can plan for the future. Invest consistently even when the market feels uncertain. So investing, pause for 48 to 72 hours, which we already spoke about, before purchasing. Spend on health, so like fitness, sleep, preventative care. Think in years, not months. So long timelines equals calmer decisions. Pay for convenience when it protects your energy. So like cleaning, if you have children, getting childcare, grocery delivery. I love getting groceries delivered. Sometimes I just hate going to the grocery store. Track net worth, not just income. So net worth is simply what you own, so your assets, and then minusing what you owe, so your liabilities. So if I was thinking from my perspective, I'd be thinking about my assets, which could be my car, and then my liabilities could be my HECS debt. These are just points, by the way. Don't take any of it to the grave. Like, it's just what I have collected over the years, my own thoughts and advice. Say no to things that don't align with your goals. So this is really tricky sometimes, especially if like it's around family or friends, like that sort of things. Say no to things that don't align with your goals. This could be like, maybe for me, I'm a business as well, so I have a photography video business. If someone wants me to do a gig or something that doesn't really align with what my business or what I enjoy shooting, then I usually try and say no to it. But it's very hard for me to say no. Like, I really struggle with saying no, and especially when you're building your business and your career, it's good to say yes to. Wear outfits, bags and shoes without explaining. Read or listen to something educational daily, even 10 minutes. So yes, this is tricky, but like maybe if you're driving the car. Also, I feel like our jobs, especially teachers or like people that have quite a high cognitive load in their daily, like in their everyday, it's hard to continuously be learning, because your job, sometimes that's your job. Especially a teacher, your professional development, you're always learning. So I love this little thing that I found, this little quote that I found on Pinterest. It says 20 minutes in the gym is better than no gym. Some fruit is better than no fruit. Reading one page is better than no pages. And getting a little done is better than getting nothing done. So sometimes it's easier to just start, maybe do 5 minutes writing, and then you might find yourself writing like multiple pages. I found recently with journaling, I have decided this year that I'm just going to write like one-liners for each day. And I've definitely written a lot more than one line. When you just trick your brain into thinking that it's only going to do a little bit of work, it ends up doing a lot more than you think. Upgrade systems, not stuff. So better mattress over trendy furniture. Sometimes trendy furniture is not comfortable. Schedule rest on purpose instead of glorifying busy. This is so tricky because I enjoy being busy. I feel like once there's a little gap in my schedule, I like try and pack it in with more things because rest is really hard for me to do. That's something that I'm working on. Think in percentages. How much you will use or how much assistance this product you're purchasing will be. It's worth the time it saves or used. We spoke about that. Not the dollar amounts. Rely on routines instead of waiting for motivation. So discipline over motivation. You've probably heard this. Routine over motivation. And yes, it's hard. It's not going to be easy. I find booking fitness classes like ahead of time makes me actually attend them because I'm like, oh no, I can't cancel it now. Like it's 9 hours cancellation fee. Like if I cancel it now, I'm going to be paying for it. Spend money to buy back future time. Ignore trends and focus on longevity. Focus on what's in your bubble of control. So this is another little infographic that I found called flow state. It has the stuck cycle and then it has areas outside your stuck cycle. So the stuck cycle is procrastination, putting off important tasks, overthinking, self-doubt, fear, avoiding potential failure, perfectionism, waiting for the perfect moment. It's never going to be the perfect moment. I was actually talking about this the other day about like when you have children. I don't think anyone has the perfect moment to have children. Like, you're always going to be like, oh, like, what if we just save more? What if we move here? What if we do this? Like, that's like a very clear example of, I don't think there's ever a perfect moment, but there's definitely a moment when it's a lot better to have children, coming from a education background. And then on the outside of the stuck circle is action, so taking small steps, progress, momentum, learning, confidence, so growing through experience. They're just some little pointers. Now I'm going to get back to writing my goals and I'll see you soon.
I know that two things can't be true, 'cause I get so confident yet confused, so I'll let go to live in between who I am and who I wanna be. Maybe I'm incomplete and a messed up masterpiece. Know everything and nothing, a childish 20-something with my pros and my cons, my mistakes and my flaws. Don't have it figured out yet. I'm a work of art and a work in progress. Indecisive, I don't know why. My good intentions fail me sometimes, but I don't get angry. You can't faze me, we can talk it out. No, we don't need to fight. I can get anxious, but I won't cry. You never know, 'cause I keep it inside. So I show up strong, maybe to a fault, 'cause I know that two things can't be true, 'cause I go from bossa to blues, so I'll grow to love.
It's all finished. I didn't really think the photos were going to be this big, so maybe when you're creating them on Canva and you're filling in the A4, maybe make them a little bit smaller so that they can all fit on here. Because 2 more didn't fit as well, but that is okay. They're now on my whiteboard there. But how cute does it look? I love the little photo corners, it's something that I can reuse. Obviously it's very like, I don't know, I just love the layout. So an action board is you take a photo off when you've achieved it, and then I've put a little envelope down here and you put it in the envelope. You can also do it with a card holder, so you can put a card holder on here and then make the photos really small, but I kind of like how big this is. And yeah, it will be satisfying to put into my envelope at the end of the day. I can also reuse the card and just take the photos off and keep the photo corners on there for future. I don't know if it looks better in the corner or in the middle. Voila! You wanna go outside, baby? Hi! Look! Hi! So cute. I love her. She looks so beautiful.